They walk among us, unseen yet unmistakable. They're the quiet ones in the room, observing with a gaze that cuts through the noise. They're kind, generous, and patient, until they're not. And when that switch flips, the world learns a brutal truth. Sigma males are the nicest people you'll meet, but the most dangerous when provoked. Welcome to the Sigma male community, where we dive deep into the mindset of men who live by their own rules, unapologetically and without compromise. Today we're uncovering why Sigma men are the ultimate paradox. Gentle yet lethal, calm yet unstoppable. If you've ever wondered what makes these men so powerful, or if you're one of them, this video is for you. Let's get started. You're about to discover the 11 reasons why Sigma males embody this duality, a strength forged in the fires of self-mastery and tempered by a world that underestimates them. These aren't just traits, they're a way of life, and we're breaking them down with raw, unfiltered clarity. Buckle up, this is going to hit hard. 1. Clarity over illusion. Sigmas don't stumble through life wearing rose-colored glasses. They see the world as it is, raw, unpolished, and teeming with hidden motives. This isn't a jaded outlook, it's a superpower of perception. They spot the agendas behind smiles, the fragility of loyalty, the cracks in every facade. Their kindness then isn't some blind handout, it's a bold, deliberate act of strength. They choose to be generous knowing full well that betrayal lurks around the corner, not because they're fools, but because they're strong enough to take that risk. When the knife finally twists, there's no gasp of surprise, no meltdown. The Sigma shifts gears with icy precision, retracting warmth like a blade sliding back into its sheath. What replaces it isn't chaos, it's a measured, inevitable consequence, delivered without a flicker of doubt. They thrive in truth, not fantasy, and that's what makes their kindness a gift and their retaliation a reckoning. This razor-sharp clarity echoes the ancient wisdom of living in reality, not delusion. Sigmas don't waste energy on wishful thinking, they deal in what is. Their generosity comes from a place of power, not obligation, and when it's abused, they don't flinch. They simply adjust, cutting away the illusion with surgical calm. It's a dance of awareness and control, where every step is intentional. They don't cling to false hopes or beg for trust. They assess, act, and move forward. This unshakable grip on reality lets them extend a hand in peace, or close it into a fist when the time demands. That duality isn't a contradiction, it's their edge. 2. The strategic pause. When the world erupts in chaos, insults flying, tempers flaring, the Sigma doesn't jump into the fray. They freeze, but not out of fear. This is no deer-in-headlights moment, it's a predator sizing up its prey. They soak in every detail, the tone, the intent, the weak spots, while others waste breath on impulsive shouting matches. This stillness isn't weakness, it's a weapon. They're mapping the battlefield, pinpointing the exact moment to strike or sidestep. And when they do move, it's not loud or flashy. Maybe it's a single, piercing truth dropped like a grenade, or a quiet exit that leaves the room hollow. The real damage unfolds later, in the ripple effect of their calculated choice. They don't fight for the spotlight, they win by outlasting the storm. This pause is pure discipline, a refusal to let emotion steer the ship. It's about seeing the bigger picture while others drown in the moment. Sigmas know that reacting rashly hands power to the aggressor, so they wait, letting the dust settle and the enemy overplay their hand. That patience isn't passive, it's active, deliberate, a coiled spring ready to release. When the time's right, their response lands with devastating weight, not because it's loud but because it's final. They don't need to prove anything in the heat of battle. They prove it by walking away victorious, head high, energy intact. That's the Sigma way, less noise, more impact. 3. The Impenetrable Vault. Beneath the Sigma's calm exterior lies a fortress of untapped power. Picture it, a vault packed with raw emotion, anger, drive, hurt, all locked down tight by ironclad discipline. They don't spill it out in tantrums or petty spats. They store it, refine it, turn it into something lethal yet controlled. Every insult they let slide, every jab they shrug off, gets filed away, not forgotten. This restraint isn't denial, it's mastery. But push too far, cross that final boundary, and the vault cracks open. What comes out isn't a sloppy outburst, it's a focused torrent, a force honed by years of containment. One precise move, a severed tie, a cold truth, a total withdrawal, and the threat's neutralized. The danger isn't in the noise, it's in the silence that preceded it. This is strength through restraint, a principle as old as the Stoics who taught that power lies in what you hold back. Sigmas don't waste their energy on small fires, they save it for the inferno that matters. That vault isn't a burden, it's a forge where emotions are shaped into tools of purpose. When it opens, it's not chaos but clarity, not rage but resolution. They've trained themselves to harness what others let consume them, and that's why their kindness feels so steady, until it's gone. The world sees a nice guy, they don't see the arsenal he's chosen not to use. Until he does. And then it's too late. 4. Freedom, the non-negotiable core. Freedom isn't just a perk for a Sigma, it's the air they breathe. They'll fight tooth and nail for your right to be yourself, no strings attached because they demand the same in return. They're the guy who'll back your wildest dreams, no judgment as long as you don't try to leash his own. But step on that sacred ground? Try to box him in, pull strings or force his hand. The ally turns adversary faster than you can blink. He doesn't negotiate his autonomy, he defends it with a ferocity that leaves no room for compromise. Chains shatter, bridges burn, and he walks away free no matter the cost. That's not selfishness, it's survival. Cage him and you'll meet the beast he keeps at bay. This obsession with freedom runs deep, tied to the idea that true strength is owning your path, no matter who tries to derail it. Sigmas don't bend to pressure or bow to control, they stand firm, rooted in a calm certainty of their worth. They'll extend grace and support until you threaten that core and then the gloves are off. It's not about pride, it's about principle. They've built their lives on the unshakable belief that no one dictates their moves, and they'll tear down anything, or anyone, that challenges it. That's the line you don't cross because beyond it lies a force that doesn't just resist, it destroys. 5. The exit over the ego battle. Sigmas don't waste their breath on petty squabbles. When the drama starts, screaming matches, ego trips, guilt games, they don't play along. They vanish. Not with a grand speech or a slammed door, but with a quiet, gut-punching absence. It's not retreat, it's a power move. They know that engaging in the mud drags them down to the level of the mess makers, so they step out, leaving the chaos to collapse under its own weight. Their silence screams louder than any insult ever could. While the other side flails, desperate for a reaction, the Sigma's already gone, peace intact, focus unbroken. They don't need to win the argument, they win by walking away. This choice reflects a deep understanding. Not every fight deserves your energy. Sigmas see through the noise and refuse to let it drain them. They've got bigger battles to fight, ones that matter, ones that shape their lives, not some pointless shouting match. By exiting, they keep their power, their dignity, their edge. It's a calculated rejection of the game, a middle finger to the idea that they owe anyone their time. They don't run from conflict, they rise above it, leaving the instigators scrambling in the dust. That's not weakness, it's wisdom, and it's why they're untouchable. 6. The calculated detonation. Don't mistake a Sigma's patience for endless forgiveness. Every slight they let pass, every jab they ignore gets logged in a mental ledger. They're not doormats, they're pressure cookers building tension in silence. When that last straw drops, when the line's crossed beyond repair, they don't explode in a tantrum. They detonate with purpose. It's a clean, cold cut. Maybe a friendship ends without a word, a job walked away from mid-shift, a betrayer erased like they never existed. No mess, no drama, just finality. The kindness you took for granted? That was your warning shot and you missed it. Now there's nothing left to salvage. This precision comes from a place of absolute control, a refusal to let emotion cloud judgment. Sigmas don't lash out, they strike and they strike once. They've weighed every move, every outcome, and when they act, it's to end the problem, not prolong it. It's not about spite, it's about protecting their peace. They've given chances, shown grace, but when the ledger's read, they balance it without hesitation. That calm you admired? It was the countdown. The detonation's not loud, it's quiet, surgical, and permanent. That's the Sigma's justice. 7. Cornered Beast Protocol. Sigmas crave peace like oxygen, always choosing the path of least resistance when they can. Walk away. Their go-to move. But trap them, strip away every exit, threaten their safety or what they hold dear. That's when the mask drops. The calm hardens into something primal, a predator waking up. There's no flailing or panic, just a crystal clear focus, every ounce of their strength zeroed in on the threat. They don't fight to flex, they fight to finish. One swift, brutal move, physical, verbal, or absolute severance, and it's over. You don't face the man anymore. You face the force he's kept locked down. Push him there and you won't walk away unscathed. This shift is pure instinct tempered by reason, a last resort born from necessity. Sigmas don't revel in conflict, they end it fast and hard because survival trumps everything else. They've spent years mastering restraint, but when cornered, that restraint becomes a weapon. It's not about ego or show, it's about protecting the core of who they are. They move with the efficiency of a hunter, no wasted effort, no second chances. That's the paradox. The guy who'd give you the shirt off his back will dismantle you without blinking if you force his hand. Courage isn't loud, it's lethal. The measured grace. Patience is a Sigma's hallmark, a quiet generosity they extend like a lifeline. They'll let small stuff slide, missed calls, sharp words, little digs, because they don't sweat the trivial. But don't be fooled, those eyes catch everything. Every overstep, every time you lean too hard on their goodwill, gets tallied. It's not grudges, it's accounting. They're giving you rope, testing if you'll hang yourself. When the balance tips, when you've proven unworthy, they don't yell or accuse. They just leave, silent, final, gone. No warning, no second plea. That grace you leaned on? It was a privilege, not a right, and you burned through it. Now you're a ghost to them. This is about knowing their worth and guarding it fiercely. Sigmas don't owe anyone their time or energy, they choose who gets it and they choose wisely. They'll bend until you break their trust and then they're done, no looking back. It's a quiet strength, a refusal to let the unworthy sap their spirit. They don't need to explain or justify, their absence says it all. That patience was a gift and when it's gone, so are they. It's not cruelty, it's clarity, a boundary drawn with the weight of a man who knows what he deserves. 9. The Predator's Tempo. Cross a Sigma and you'll think you've won, they don't react, don't snap back. That stillness isn't surrender, it's strategy. They sink into a hunter's calm, time slowing as they watch you unravel. Every move you make, every word you spit feeds their plan. They let you tire yourself out, flailing in your own mess while they line up the kill shot. When they strike, it's sudden, silent, and absolute. A truth that guts you, a cut that severs ties, a move that ends the game. No build-up, no fanfare. The quiet was the wind-up, the action's the knockout. You don't see it coming until it's done. This tempo is all about timing, a mastery of when to hold and when to hit. Sigmas don't waste energy on the small stuff, they wait for the moment that counts. They've learned that real power isn't in the noise but in the strike that ends it. It's a dance of observation and execution, where they're always 3 steps ahead. They don't need to prove their strength in the chaos, they show it when the dust settles and you're left wondering how you lost. That's the Predator's edge, patience that kills. 10. Kindness, the ultimate flex. A Sigma's kindness isn't soft, it's steel. It's not some default setting or people-pleasing trap. It's a choice, a flex of pure control. They could crush you, verbally, emotionally, even physically if it came to it, but they don't. They build instead, lifting you up, giving you space to grow because they're secure enough to not need the upper hand. But take that for weakness? Push past the limit? The kindness vanishes and what's left is a wall of cold, unyielding force. They don't rage, they resolve. The nice guy's gone, replaced by a man who'll end the threat without breaking a sweat. That mercy you squandered? It was their strength, not yours. This is the pinnacle of self-mastery, wielding power but choosing peace. Sigmas know conflict's a drain so they sidestep it, until you force their hand. Their kindness is proof they don't need to prove anything, a quiet confidence that unnerves the insecure. When it's gone you see the truth, it was a shield they lowered, not a flaw they hid. They don't fight to feel big, they fight when you leave them no choice. That's why it's so disarming, and so dangerous. It's strength you don't see until it's turned against you. 11. War for sanctity, not sport. Peace is a Sigma's kingdom, a fortress they guard with everything they've got. They'll bend over backwards to keep it, let things slide, take the high road, stay steady. But demand they trade their dignity, their values, their soul for that peace? That's not an option, it's a declaration of war. When that line's crossed, they don't bicker or posture, they annihilate. Every detail they've clocked, every ounce of power they've held back, comes crashing down with surgical precision. It's not about winning a point, it's about protecting what's sacred. They don't stop at pushing back, they erase the threat entirely. They fight because they have to and they don't lose. This is about integrity, a refusal to let the world hollow them out. Sigmas don't pick fights for fun, they wage them when their essence is at stake. It's a calculated, all-in assault, not a flex but a necessity. They've built their lives on unshakable ground, and they'll burn it all down before letting it crumble. That's the fire behind their calm, a willingness to destroy what threatens their core. They don't want war but they'll end it on their terms. That's the Sigma promise, peace until you make it impossible, then a reckoning you can't outrun. You've just peeled back the layers of the Sigma male, 11 reasons why they're the nicest people you'll meet, yet the most dangerous when pushed too far. This isn't just a list, it's a blueprint for living with strength, purpose, and unbreakable resolve. If you felt that spark, that recognition of the quiet power inside you, then you're in the right place. Here at the Sigma Male community we don't just preach this mindset, we embody it and we're calling you to do the same. This isn't about fitting in, it's about standing out, standing tall, and owning who you are. You're not alone in this, the world may not get you but we do. This is your tribe, your brotherhood, your guide to thriving as the man you were meant to be. Don't let this moment slip away. Reflect on what you've heard, apply it, and step into your power. Hit that subscribe button, turn on notifications, and lock in with us. Like this video, drop a comment. Tell us which point hit you hardest, and share it with the men who need to hear this. Together we're forging something unstoppable. Stay sharp, stay Sigma.